What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Attack on Titan Deep Dive series, where I have broken down every single season and the last two specials of Attack on Titan. We even did a roundtable discussion where we discussed our favorite fan theories, as well as some long-lasting questions that we have from the end of the series. And now it is time to do a tier-based ranking of the arcs of Attack on Titan. This is an episode that I was not originally going to do when I planned out this deep dive series, but after it was all said and done, I was like, you know what? I kind of just want to break down the story arcs and then also the characters just one more time, and we're going to do it with a tier-based ranking system. Before we jump into all that, if you have not watched all of Attack on Titan, this is your opportunity to push pause and come back, because I will be talking full spoilers about arcs, characters, what have you, for this entire episode. By the way, clicking a link right here will take you to the playlist for our Attack on Titan deep dive series. Would greatly appreciate it if you like, subscribe to the channel, and follow along for more content. This has been an amazing deep dive series. It is, as of this recording, number 2 on my favorite anime of all time. It can't crack the nostalgia that I have for Dragon Ball Z, but you know what? It is probably the best written anime of all time. Definitely the best one that I've seen and read as well. But that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into this Attack on Titan. We are ranking all of the arcs in a tier-based ranking system. And here we go, got it pulled up. And as you can see, we have 4 categories here. I'm gonna be a little harsh on some of these arcs, okay? Just so I can put this little disclaimer out there, I don't think there's a bad arc in Attack on Titan. I think for the most part, it is a perfect series. There is one portion of it that I do not like, but I can watch it and I'm fine with it. Like, I don't hate my time, but we'll get to that in just a second. But I don't think there is a bad season or a bad arc for Attack on Titan. I think it's all pretty much top tier, especially with the writing and the characters and the action sequences and even the animation. But we can't put everything in the GOAT category, so I'm going to have to be a little harsh on some of my critiques of each individual season. If you disagree with me, drop a comment below. Rank your arcs from first to last, or give it a letter grade, whatever. Let me know down in the comments below. But I have 4 categories here. We have That's Why It's the GOAT category. We have It's Perfect, down to the last minute detail. And then we have Woo. And then last but not least, we have Kenny the Ripper was here. So no spoilers for this, but I think you can kind of guess what's going to go right there. I'm just saying. But we are going to start off from first to last, okay? We're just going to go through all of the arcs in order. We're not going to really jump around. So first up, we have the Fall of Shiganshina arc. This, to me, was a perfect start for the series. I really enjoyed the beginning of this season, and with this storyline, this arc, I think really does a great job. The Fall of Shiganshina is where it all begins. It's the Colossal Titan breaking Wall Maria, destroying Shiganshina, inevitably sending this story into motion. We meet Eren, Mikasa, Armin, who experienced the horrors of that day, and really sets them on the path of death, destruction, dismay, heartbreak, loss, any other synonym that you want to throw in there. To me, this was a perfect start for the series. And yes, it's probably, if we were ranking it from 1 through 10, this would probably be towards the back end of the list. But as far as starting off a series, I don't know if you can get better than this, especially with the wide range of characters that we get thrown into. And then we lose almost immediately as well. So Fall of Shiganshina, it's perfect, right down to the last minute details. And then we have the Battle of Trost District. This is beginning right after the graduation of Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. They're facing off against the Colossal Titan again as it appears at the Trost District and breaks through the wall. And this is where Eren realizes that he can turn into a Titan himself. I'm not gonna lie, this was a pretty badass arc. All right, this is pretty badass. I really enjoyed this arc. I think it's right there with Fall of Shinganshina. I think it's perfect, right down to the last minute detail. The moment that you learn that Eren can turn into a Titan, I was like, what the hell is this show? Like, I was not expecting them to be able to turn into Titans. And obviously, the more you go through this series, the more expands and the more people that can turn into Titans, and you learn all the secrets and stuff like that. But the Battle of Tross District was really, really great, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the series. And then we have the 104th Training Corps arc, which is showing Eren, Mikasa, and Armin enrolling into the army as members of the 104th Training Corps. It goes into their harsh training to be able to fight against the Titans, and it's really dealing with their life as soldiers. To me, this is going to be the first one that we're going to put in the woo category. Okay, I think it's a good arc. You really need it for a lot of the character development, especially for the later portions of this series. I think this is where a lot of that comes into play. So it's more of a character development style arc to me. It's good. I just don't think it's on the same level as the other two arcs that we have discussed so far. And then next up, we have the female Titan arc. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough, guys. Okay, this is where we're getting into like splitting hairs, because now it's to that point where I could put everything in the GOAT category just about. So I am going to have to be harsh with this, and I'm sorry in advance for anything that I say past this point. But the female Titan arc. Eren joins Levi as a member of the Survey Corps that's led by Commander Irvin. They go on the expedition beyond the walls, and they're going to Eren's basement, which may store the secrets of the Titans. We're not really sure. We're just hoping for the best here. And during this expedition, Eren and the others get attacked by a new Titan, the female Titan. This is a really fucking good arc. Okay, this is tough. I so bad want to put it in the GOAT, and you know what? Let's just look. I'm trying to contain myself. I think I got to reserve the GOAT list for the absolute best arcs for this series. I'm gonna put it's perfect right down to the last minute detail. But just know that I feel bad about this. So if you come at me in the comment section and say the female Titan arc is one of the best, I'm not going to be able to argue with you. Like, truthfully, I will not be able to argue your point. Next up, we have the Clash of the Titans arc. This is where a group of Titans suddenly appear within the walls, resulting in a breach of wall rows, and a fight between Titans ensues. This is Eren versus the Armor Titan, all that. This is a goated arc right here, 100%. That's why it's the GOAT, baby. This arc fucks, and it fucks hard, and honestly, it never stops fucking at that point, okay? It goes all the way through. It is such a good arc, and yeah, got to put it in the GOAT category. Next up, we have the Uprising / Royal Government arc. And now this is where I may lose a little bit of my friends out there, okay? I think this is probably the worst arc of the entire series. I will die on that hill that it has the worst character of the entire series by far. I will take Gabi every single fucking day over Kenny the Ripper. I think Kenny the Ripper is right there. Like, to me, when I think about anime and what's my favorite arcs of all time, I think of, Cell Saga. I think about the Frieza Saga, even the Android Saga. Like, all those sagas are so damn good. And then you have the Clash of the Titans arc, which is really fucking good. But then you have just like really terrible arcs. Garlic Jr. I make the joke all the time that it's the Garlic Jr. saga of this particular anime. I recently watched through My Hero Academia. My Villain Academia arc is Garlic Jr. fucking level terrible. I am going to put the Uprising Royal Government arc right there at the bottom because it has Kenny the Ripper in it, and I cannot forgive it for that. I hate every single moment with Kenny. I just hate it. he's on screen and I could legitimately be doing anything else. It is the one thing in this show or this series that I legitimately do not like. I can watch through it and I'll be fine. Like, I'm not going to skip over it throughout the course of a rewatch, like a Garlic Jr. saga, which I refuse to re-fucking watch. At least I will watch this. So it's not one of the worst arcs of all time. I don't want to put out that hyperbole that this is one of the worst arcs of all time, because it's not. But it has Kenny the Ripper, and I really can't forgive it for that, because I just fucking can't stand him. I hate every single thing about his character in this show. I really do. I remember reading the manga and I'm just like even more bored out of my mind with Kenny the Ripper. I hate the voice acting. I think the voice acting is really what turns me off when I watch the series. But then I go to the manga and it's just as fucking boring. So I don't know. I think I just really dislike his character just all the way around. But his voice acting for the English dub, I hate it. Can't stand it. So yeah, we're going to put that right at the bottom. It is, to me, the worst arc of Attack on Titan. But, okay, this is between me and y'all, okay? Well, we won't discuss this anymore. It's still a good arc, okay? I think the show really takes a turn here where they're trying to change the government, overthrow everything, start the uprising. So a lot of things change after this arc for the series. The series is never the same after this one. So it's still a good, a good arc with tense moments, great character moments. And yeah, it's still a really good one, but gotta put it at the bottom for Kenny. And then we have Return to Shinganshina. After peace is restored to the walls, the Survey Corps prepares for a final attempt at an expedition to Aaron's basement in Shinganshina. This is where Hanji creates the Thunder Spears to aid that expedition. They return to Shinganshina, and the epic battle ensues with Aaron and the Survey Corps trying to finally defeat the Armored and Colossal Titan. This is where we get the famous Commander Irvin speech, My Soldier's Rage. We get so many great moments within this arc. This is, if you said this was the best arc of Attack on Titan, I would not argue with you. Honestly, would not argue with you. It's goated. It's one of the best arcs of all time, not just in this series, but I think when you look at anime in general, this has to be in discussion. Everything has been building up to this moment. We have been just waiting on the edge of our seats for the return to Shinganshina, for that moment that they finally get to the basement. And now everything has led to this moment. And then we also have the Beast Titan really fucking shit up. We got Levi out there slicing and dicing after Commander Irvin dies. There's just so many peak moments within this arc. And it is without a doubt one of the greatest arcs of any anime of all time. But like I said, if you said this was the best arc of Attack on Titan, couldn't talk you off that ledge. But then we have the Marley arc. Nation Beyond the Sea. It just finished its fight with the Mideast Allied forces with the help of the Titan powers. The Titans are kind of losing their place in the new age, and therefore, to get some of that supremacy back, need to take that power of the founding Titan. So Eren confronts Rhina one more time, which sets the ending of our story and puts it in motion. So all the way to the end of them being at Marley. So here's what I'm wrestling with here, okay? I want y'all to kind of hear my thoughts, because I don't know where I'm going to put it as of this particular moment. The first few episodes of this season, the final season, the Marley arc, you can make a case that it's right down there with Kenny the Ripper as one of the worst arcs of the series. The thing that really puts it closer towards the GOAT category, it's the back half of this arc that is so fucking good, because we have Aaron showing up with his long ass hair. We really don't know what the fuck is going on with this season, because we start off with some brand new characters and we're like, where are the characters that we've been getting to know over 3 seasons that we've grown to love and care for? Where are they? And they give us 3 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 episodes of strictly the Marleyan characters. And at first, they're not strong enough by themselves. I think Rhina really elevates that group because he's just an amazing character. But once Aaron joins the fold, and then we have the battle in Marley, that battle sequence, so peak. And then we also lose Sasha in this arc as well. But it's also Gabi showing up, which for better or for worse, just lots of emotions. I think it's definitely not goated. I think, again, the back half of this arc is really what keeps it afloat. I am going to. This is tough. I'm speechless, guys. I want to put it in the woo category, but it just feels dirty because of how peak the back end of that arc is. I mean, I remember watching those first few episodes and going, oh, what the fuck is going on here? And then Aaron shows up and he was just like, give me the next episode. Give me the next episode. Right the fuck now. I'm going to put it in as perfect. I think even with perfect, woo, perfect, ooh, look, it's still good. I feel dirty about it. I'm going to put it in the woo category. I don't think it's perfect. I think those first 2 to 3 episodes are really slow. And again, it's the back end just really carries it. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the woo arc. Or I'm going to put it in the woo category, excuse me. And then we have the final two arcs. Now, this little tier-based ranking system kind of broke this last section up. I was going to count them as the same, but the War for Parity and then the Rumbling. The War for Parity is, I thought it was the quote-unquote final arc for the series. This is where we see the Survey Corps returning to parity after the attack on Liberia led by Aaron. A rebellion occurs when a faction of the soldiers and citizens attempt to seize control of the territory. So we have the Jaegerists showing up. We have Aaron trying to establish a new parity, and he wants to initiate the Rumbling. And then we have Marley preparing for their counterstrike against parity, and everyone's joining forces to stop Aaron and the Rumbling and prevent it from happening. So this goes all the way up until the final 2 specials. So I'm going to put that up there as goated. There's not a bad episode here. I think it's legitimately some of the best anime, period. I love the War for Parity arc. It is just episode after episode. It is just absolute perfection. And then the Rumbling arc, which is the final 2 specials. It's the 2 movies. If you want to call it season 4, part 3 and 4, you can. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they split it up that much over, what was it, like 3 years or some shit like that? I don't even know. This is the conclusion of the series. This is where we get a lot of those final moments. Hanji ends up dying. We get the cool moments with Rhina joining forces with Jean. Like, they have like this tight-knit brotherhood all of a sudden. The Rumbling arc is going to go right there with War for Parity. I think those 2 specials combined are just absolutely perfection. And that's why they're the GOAT. All right. So you know what? I'm not mad at this. I think we have 4 goated arcs. When we have 3 that are just perfect, and then 2, yeah, I think that's good how that turned out. And to be honest, again, I want to reiterate the fact that I don't think there's a moment in this series. I know I said I hate everything with Kenny the Ripper. I stand by that. But like, I'm still gonna watch it. Like, I don't skip over those episodes by any means. But everything else is just so fucking good about Attack on Titan. But guys, let me know what you would change about my arc tier rankings. Where would you put some of these arcs? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? If it's easier for you, you can rank them 1 through 10. Put that in the comments below. And while you're there, hit that like and subscribe button. We have 2 more episodes left in this deep dive series. Next week, I'm going to be diving into my favorite characters. We're going to be doing another tier rankings for that, where I'm going to be telling some harsh truths about some of these characters that we have in Attack on Titan. You know, everyone can't be the GOAT, all right? So that's the problem we run into when you have such a good series. You gotta split hairs just a little bit. And then the final episode of this deep dive series is the review. We review everything from beginning to end. It is the full-on roundtable discussion about the series. What is its legacy? Where does it stand on the greatest animes of all time? How do we rank the seasons? So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we drop that episode in a couple of weeks. But guys, I appreciate y'all joining me for this little ranking episode, and I will catch y'all next time on another one. Later.